Ты где, Тимка?
Возле машины. Меня нет.
Идем сюда, вот где снайперы стоят, понял?
Где чё? Где чё?
Где база террористов?
Я здесь.
Где? Это ты?
Да, это мы. Ай, сзади.
Давай, я здесь жду, сюда подтягивайся всегда.
Вот я. Я не успеваю дотянуться.
Не уходи.
Well, as I say that, he makes his way back across. Now, the bomb being over here by itself poses a very interesting question, right? Because, yes, they have spread liquid across the map, and it will be 2 defenders on each site, but for what it's worth, what's the long-term play here? Are we looking at an A-split? Are we potentially thinking maybe we can get into connector? There would be no one to challenge them at mid right now, but of course they don't know that.
Let's roll.
Exactly. And
Ну это по-любому так все.
Ну, бля.
Ну это все. Ну это,
ну ты же
все.
Сюда
Ну,
программа.
Мне 12 просто я с программой.
Ну, ебать,
Как это выиграть не работает, но я с программой.
Спасите, помогите. Спасибо.
Я не пойму, зачем ставить, блин, бомбу и рашить куда-то, вот вообще жесть. Жесть.
smoke from Nitro could have been instrumental, but he's going to get tagged down, and now the save call will come in. Edward in the window position, Trace, is huge.
Yeah, this could be the pincer, and this could end up very badly. That smoke and the timing just did not work out for Nitro. Twist with the AWP, though. This is going to be awkward. I guess there's a chance that he hopes Edward pokes his head through. Nonetheless, he should be able to save this AWP, and Navi really don't want that. They want to take it away from him. A 6th round on the board there for Navi. Team Liquid on par with that. As we go into the 13th round of the first half of the first map of this best of 3.
And like the Des mentioned, to kick this off, this is game of the day. The ramifications of going 3-0 right now puts you on the opposite side of the bracket to Astralis. That can't be reiterated enough. That is a huge victory. Whereas the loser of this will have to go down. We'll have to play a 2-1 match, and then there is the possibility they may get seeded on that side. And this is seeds number 2 and 3 respectively. This time Elige going towards middle will be Molotov back, smokes it off so he can continue to duel. Gets his head in front of the smoke, and Flamey again opens it up with another huge shot.
Yeah, Naf's got to back off on that notion. Once the Elige goes down, he knows that the numbers are not going to favor them. If he takes a fight here, they almost certainly get punished on one site or the other. Should he fall, of course. Now, Nitro and Team Liquid are going to have to stand fast and hold their ground. Nitro with that AWP there at the top of Connector, peeking more towards Catwalk and able to traverse over to the A side of things. And again, Navi waiting it out. That Molotov could prove to be a bad omen for Naf. He's able to get away, though, that ladder room. Quick escape for him. And 2 ops here. Stewie2K also having 1. So, more heavier beat presence from the side of Liquid. And for Simple, and it's not a sincere lineup, he might just end up trying to take that. They're going to pop flash into that ladder room. Find the frag. A great flash there. Edward's able to capitalize. Twist is going to have to back off and hope that, well, he can't get away. They now know he's there. So Navi, having done all of that, will now wait it out again and perhaps wait for another advantage in their favor. Looks more towards the A side, though. Stewie2K grabbing a K for himself in this round with the AWP.
Has to do a lot more, though. The pressure is definitely on this A-bomb side. They've switched their attention. That's going to be a second big shot from Stewie right now. Continues to peak. Retaking with 2 orbs could be difficult, but they're not even getting the bomb down at this rate as they continue to fight. Nitro finds 1. Now Flamey is going to be the caretaker for Zeus. Stewie again, and now Zeus left on a 1-on-3. Not going to get it done. And Liquid post another round on the board. A lot of pressure placed on Stewie defending that A-bomb site there, and he has stepped right up.
Big flicks there from Jake Yep, and a big round overall. 7th one on the board as we look to sort of wind down this first half of play in this best of 3. Stewie2K, the most recent addition to Team Liquid, is certainly proving his worth over there. Again, it was mentioned that they did beat Astralis at Iva Power Masters, which is a success on their own. They were the final boss for Liquid all of last year, for the most part.
That's one of those results where you can take it with a grain of salt or not. Depends on the way you want to look at it. A lot of people said that for Liquid, that was a mental edge that they needed, especially for the core of the team.
An asterisk on it no matter what, huh?
But it was just one of those kickoff events. And as we're back into this, Elige is already going to find the opening kill. So we will get back into the game, and that kill did go down on that A-ramp position. So Flamey, he has opened up the last 2 rounds for Navi. This time he'll be the first to drop. And now re-aggression in towards Palace. So a lot of information gathering early for Liquid.
Now that seems like a more viable approach for Liquid to sit. If they want to play an aggressive A, that seems like a much better way to do it than, say, buying SMGs and rushing through the halls and being punished by Flamey. Can't really account for that, but what you can account for is Elige slipping through the lines here. He's going to try to peek his way into T-spawn. He's waiting it out. He's going to have the angle of a lifetime there. Electronic Shadow really giving him away. Didn't spot that the bomb was down in T-spawn, so ultimately did make the right call. It's now a 3v5 in favor of Liquid.
Yeah, you heard me say it from the T side before where they just have to regroup and trade out. Well, now the CTs don't have to overextend. They can sit back, make sure they have a buddy in tow to trade. Play the information game. As soon as you see somebody from Navi, use that utility you have. We've got 2 Molotovs left on the board, a bunch of flashes to delay them because we know they've been playing very slow. 40 seconds left on the clock. Edward will come through connector here. And a lot of pressure on Simple and Zeus, who have to make some picks over towards this A ramp.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Liquid, that The third player will be set up for the B side of things, but this hit's going to be on A, whether they like it or not. It's going to be Zeus out there in front there on the Tetris, followed by Simple, and then Edward in the connector. So the hit is now on. He spotted Edward in the connector. Nitro being that sole player to sort of defend this default plant. He's going to try to get the spam down, having calmed down, finally landing it. Stewie 2K getting involved as well, and that was a rather convincing hold from Team Liquid, having only one casualty in the entire round. And they do retain the weaponry as we look at the last round of the half, 8-6 for Team Liquid.
Looks like a 9-6 considering Navi's money situation right now. No one with over 2.8k. I just want to note, you can see that in the last round there were two AWPers. It was Stewie and Twists. And before it was Nitro. So when we talk about the diversity of this unit, everybody is able to wield the big green if they have to, and it keeps them very unpredictable. This looks like it will be an A execute right now from Na'Vi, as we can see everybody postured over towards that side of the map. Stewie is the lone defender. He's dropped that AWP back to Nitro, and he's on the balconies with the AUG. So lots of pressure early on him.
A lot of pressure, and with the utility they have, they're going to have to string together something. It's like the fleur-de-lis of smokes over that A bomb site here. Liquid, well, Stewie 2K well entrenched. He does have an AUG. Best weapon in the game, hands down. It's going to be a slow and methodical clear here from Navi's. They try to edge their way out onto this A site. They do have the bomb in the rear. There's going to be a second wave of smokes. They want to make sure that they do have some forward scouting going on here from the likes of Flamey and Simple. Two heavy hitters, especially Flamey right now, really on one, but the hit is on. It's going to be Stewie 2K posted up. Does take down Simple. Let's see if he can grab another one. Spots another towards Sandwich. It's going to be Flamey coming out on top. Nitro, while landing a shot, doesn't in fact take anyone down, just legs the guy there in Electronic. That is in Palace.
Alicia's flank is going to be instrumental here. Flamey thinks something's up. He's already positioned for that. I think the leg was spotted by Alicia. This duel right here could make or break the round for Na'Vi. Alicia, he's not going to swing. He's not going to get it done as Flamey continues his crisp aim.
Big kill from Naf, though. Take that scalp through the smoke. Now they've got to look onward. There will be no saving this round. A second big kill there onto Zeus. And, you know, it's paying off nonetheless, Chad. It really is a big op kill from Twist. This one's all gone wrong. And unless Electronic could have done the unthinkable, which he can't, the defuse will come in with ease, and Liquid will make it 9-6 here to round out the first half, Chad.
Unless there was something going on that I didn't quite see right there. I don't know why Zeus felt the need to pick from that position, but the 9-6 half will fall to Liquid, as you mentioned. We're going to be checking out the second half after a quick break.
Liquid versus not as Vincere here. Both these teams are vying for that spot in the playoffs. To join Astralis, and my name is Trace Saranthus, joined by Chad Sponge Burchill. And what's been an up and down half of sorts, Liquid have seemingly figured out a good rhythm here going into the second half. 9-6 currently in the first map of Mirage. If you're just joining us, thank you, and come again.
Felt like an interesting half of almost chicken in a lot of ways. Liquid were giving up a lot of territory early. Na'Vi were very slow in their approach, waiting for aggression. Both teams were more than happy just to sit and wait, and Liquid came out on top. That last round, some questionable decisions from the players of Na'Vi. So we will see it 9-6 half in the favor of Team Liquid, but overall a close game. Pistol round right now. Lots of utility on the side of Liquid.
A lot of it.
Nitro has a decoy, which he's just lobbed on out. Smoke and 2 flashes. Stewie with a Molotov and a smoke of his own. And it looks like B is the port of call once more as Liquid look to repeat what we saw Na'Vi do.
That's right. Very, very heavy B presence, and hell, they're doing it with a fury of pace as well. I mean, as they jump right out of the windows, there's really no damage to be taken. Zeus will be the only guy in sight, and that won't last very long now, will it? Twist taking the best of him. Electronic is able to do something, and for what it's worth, there are 3 members now of Na'Vi already set up for a retake. They might be able to use this to their advantage, but the call has to be coming in from Twist. Now it's a constant battle on with Simple. They're trying to retake this fast. They didn't want to let Liquid get set up in this site, and they're just not going to do it. Flurry of frags, and that retake was abysmal.
That's a mirror of the first pistol round of the game from Na'Vi. They did the same thing. They got into the bomb site, they locked out the rotations, they stopped the cap player, and that was that. Now, we have to see if Na'Vi, they want to force buy. That's what we did see come out from Liquid. They went for the force buy on their CT side. They had a scout, they had some deagles. So far, I haven't seen Na'Vi purchase anything just yet.
Doesn't look like it. I mean, just the deagle there on Flamey and Simple.
Oh, there
actually,
it comes.
there we go. Yeah,
The force buy.
Full-on commitment to the cause there. Quite a few grenades. They're going to try to use these smokes to hold Team Liquid in these choke points. Flamey, though, having a really good game here. 15 and 12, 108 ADR. And
Oh
as
my
I say
God!
That, the man reigns supreme. He has, in fact, eliminated Elysian Stewie 2K.
And the TK as
This
well.
is not a good look for Liquid. Flamey finding a 3rd in the round, and well, they don't even have to find 5. That TK has pretty much put them in a very, very awful situation here. Nitro with the ump has tried to use this smoke to get out of there. Simple is gonna play in the smoke with him, and that was not a good look.
Flame on right now. This kid is hitting some absolute bangers of shots in the first half with the AK-47, obliterating heads of Liquid, and now with the deagle, able to snatch one back. We weren't sure about the investment. They went in for the late call for the force buy, and it paid off because right now, Liquid have to respond, and they want to respond in turn. They force bought their own. A couple of deagles, CZ, P250, and a Tech 9.
Yeah, the vintage Tech 9 has come out.
They want to bully this B bomb site. You heard me say they weren't going to bully Twist in the first half. Well, Zeus is a player who definitely can get bullied, and in the past has really been made to work. So this is where they want to hit nice and early.
Well, statistically speaking, I think they have selected the proper target. They're just going to have to wait out this Molotov before they get any closer to maybe getting on this B site. Again, Liquid with the plant here would be successful. With a round would be even bigger. Zeus finding a kill with the grenade and the follow-up. Done nothing to take him out of the round, and Flamey is now up for the party himself, except for Nap with the deagle. Not much to show for themselves in that round for Team Liquid. Just the frag onto Flamey.
Yeah, very important for them to keep so many members alive. You know, if they're able to get 3, maybe 4 kills, make it a very competitive round, then Liquid might be lulled into an idea that they can go for another force by keeping the economy under wraps for Na'Vi. But when it's a clean round like that, when you have 4 players survive, when you're able to get it done in a very convincing manner, Team Liquid have to respect it. They have to eco now. Yep. They have to concede. That's going to let Na'Vi get up to 9 rounds, as we do have the Glocks come out. There are 2 decoys. Interesting that they have been the purchase of choice for Twist and Nap. I'm not sure how they're going to use these, as B is once again.
Yes, sir.
Zeus is on an island right now, though. He's all alone.
The Lonely Island, a new album featuring Zeus. And he has some support now inside of Simple, but he's going to take a lot of damage there. I don't think Liquid have caught on to the fact that they have put so much pain down range, and they're going to have to back off now. Looks like they're going to go ahead and escape towards T-spawn, and it's probably going to have to be an A hit at this point. I mean, they've really fully committed. Not granted, Na'Vi haven't pushed up and really found this information out, but
They're going to use these decoys as fake smokes and flashes here. This is to draw out the utility of the A defenders. They're really making Na'Vi move around the map. They're very trigger happy with Zeus. When he gets pressured, they're going to heavy rotate over towards him. Flamey's going to be in a duel. He's going to get dropped down. And now there's a big rotation coming in towards this A site.
This is beautiful. Now all they need to do is keep that commitment there from Na'Vi over towards A. They have pulled the defenders off of B just a little bit. Zeus has to have had wind coming down towards him.
Wait, they're going back again?
The triple reverse Statue of Liberty play now from Team Liquid. Zeus again, the first line of defense, and he's going to find a kill too. And that information is going to be vital here as Liquid try to spill out onto this bomb site. And well, they will end up punishing that of Simple. Zeus stayed alive pretty long there, ultimately falls to NAF, and this bomb will be planted. So regardless, the outcome of the round was not pretty for Liquid, but they did get the plant. In fact, I'd really love to understand the strategy and the inner workings of that, Chad.
It made them move and it made them use utility. So there's positives there. They even get 2 kills in a plant. We need to note Simple. He's looking off. He's not hitting the shots he normally would. He's only sitting on 8 kills with 5 assists. This is not the vintage Simple. This is not the god of the game right now. He's being kept very humbled, whilst Flamey, he's having to do all the work. He has 19 frags. Zeus sitting at 9, the next closest. So 10 is the disparity right now. We're over on Team Liquid. 13 kills for Elige and Naf at the top of the scoreboard. And then down the bottom is Nitro on 10. So you can see that Team Liquid are doing it as a unit. Whereas right now, Flamey's impact is the only thing really helping Na'Vi stay in this battle, as they will post that 9th on the board. And now we have the first gun round of the second half.
A big one at that, considering the scoreline, 10-9. Liquid still the better. And they have opted not to immediately take this fight in middle, even though they very well could. However, the smoke has them pushed back a little bit. And Flamey here on the other side of it, considering the game he's having, it's not exactly the guy that Liquid want to run into right away. Now unsure as to just how much control Na'Vi have. They're going to have to use a Molotov there to clear out the other side of top mid. Flamey turn for the anti-flash, and this could be devastating. And in fact, it will be for Nitro. Flamey lands a beautifully placed headshot. And it's kind of unreal right now, very scary for that of Liquid if you're facing Na'Vi in this moment. I mean, looking at how they're trying to set up, Liquid are just trying to get something going in their direction. Especially now, they don't want to see a gun round go to waste.
What's unique is the way that Flamey postured so aggressively, so confidently in a position where he could be swarmed at any minute. And he's going up against the best aimers in North America. He has absolutely no qualms with taking duels and taking fights. Repositioned to the right side of window. He's going to get another chance for a duel. Flashed in, gets the pick. Will be traded out by Twist now, but it is a 3-on-4 situation. 26 seconds left on the clock. It looks like they have to go B because Bomb is with Naf in the B holes.
Flamey has done more than enough in this round, having been the only loss of life over on Na'Vi so far. Simple takes a considerable amount of damage, and now Zeus will join Flamey in the grave. So, Elige trying to come through the back lines of the market there, but the AUG raining through yet again. And it's going to be a storm unleashed down onto Naf. That's going to be a 3K there from Edward. And another round on the board for Na'Vi, giving us a 10-10 score line. And wow, Flamey, I have to say, is really putting in some work right now for Na'Vi.
Great awareness from Edward there, knowing that Kitchen was an option. That kill would have been absolutely instrumental in that attack for Liquid. He was the only member that they had to take out, but not only does he get the rotator coming in for the flank, he's able to mop up the other two, just jiggling around the poles, understands the amount of time left, doesn't allow them to have an easy way in at all. And Edward with a lot of impact there forces Team Liquid down to pistols once more. Nades towards window, a change of approach. They force Simple back. He does have the AWP. He's been chunked down to 42 by the HE grenades. And the rotation swiftly off of mid will be back towards the A bomb site, where Electronic is at the fireboxes waiting to receive. And Edward over towards stairs and connector. So they do have a decent defense, and they do have a lot of utility left to deal with this, even if they do lose the bomb site.
Now, Chad, I know dry running is a very ancient art form.
Oh, it's still done. Don't you worry.
But would love to see some of the Liquid dry runs should some of these things, like the round we saw with the decoys, you know. I think that one would definitely be one to go over in the playbook. But the playbook right now has them going out A. It's going to be Simple striking first blood here on the Twist. The Electronic chiming in as well, coming online very much so. And well, that's going to be a bomb plant. And now it's going to be up to Flamey and Zeus. If there's one man in this match so far that can definitely put that hurting on them, it will be Flamey. 10-10 the score now with the bomb planted. Liquid Having that AWP in Stewie's hand will prove to be the downfall of Zeus. Now Flamey. 1v2. Does have a kit. He's going to try to flash himself out there. Checks the sandwich pretty thoroughly. Doesn't end up checking all Tetris, and that's going to be his demise. Nitro there. Just barely, but he does escape what would have been the witnessing.
Team Liquid have looked more dangerous with pistols in their second half so far. They've been doing things as a unit. Where in these gun rounds, they're spread out and they were getting picked apart. They weren't able to trade onto Flamey, who was just too sharp.
Yeah.
Was flashed into occasions, able to take aggressive duels. But here, it was a team, you know. They executed, they were trading efficiently. In the chaos, they came out on top with their aim, because pound for pound, Simple is the best player in the world. Electronic is definitely up there in the discussion as one of the best players in the world. But when you look at the remainder of members, okay, Flamey is playing out of his skin right now. On the other side of things, pound for pound, you have Twist, Nitro, Liege, Stewie, Naf. These are massive names. If they just play together, if they trade off of each other, if they do the fundamentals right, it should be very easy for them to get into a lot of these bomb sites.
Very true, Chad.
It's Coach Adren right there.
Scan that barcode.
Formerly a Team Liquid player. I used to play against him back in the day. In-game leaders going head-to-head. I think he got the better of me more often than not, but he's now the tactical mind behind this fragging unit.
Absolutely correct, and you can see just some of the innovation there. Not only was Stewie K brought on board, but as well as Adren. That is absolutely correct. Now, with Simple AWP in hand, we're going to see him try to challenge this top middle. They don't want to concede mid-control any more than they have to, and now he's got wind that they will ultimately have, whether they like it or not. Nice little crossfire set up here, but Edward left alone in the connector will be punished for it. You had your chance to get out of dodge, and Stewie, well, he just sent you there regardless. Simple with the follow-up. Does end up punishing Stewie, and now 3 members alive for Team Liquid. Nitro, Elige, and Naf. Naf has found himself a pretty nice spot, even though he will be Molotov pretty badly there. Ton of damage. He's going to throw just about everything he's got at the ticket booth, maybe to thwart off any peek from that side and potentially sell the idea that they're all there in force.
Zeus from Cat here could be absolutely huge. If he takes down a Liege when he has to progress onto the site to trade for allowing Naf and Nitro to get that bomb down, he could really ruin their chances of planting open. That means Electronic could swing from spawn and kill them when they're trying to plant safe. So this duel right here, it's a matter of timing, as the Liege is going to get past. And now he's in a very safe position. And creeping forward as 30 seconds left on the clock. Nitro scoping up on this A bomb site. There aren't any duels that are going to happen in an immediate vicinity until Zeus, it's one player of Nitro step in front, and he's not going to get it done as the re-peek from Elige will save him. And the spam through the box from Electronic, it's almost good.
That was too close. Too close for comfort there for Nitro. Takes a large chunk of health at the hands of Electronic, and as the bomb does go down, Simple and Electronic, I think, have realized that this is not worth the fight.
Yeah, they need to save. If you look at their bank balance right now, they're not going to be going to McDonald's even for a meal at this moment.
That is very true, Chad. Dollar menu, a friend to all of us. But right now, the Navi economy dwindling at its best.
With these 2 saved guns, I could definitely see a world where they would consider force buying behind it. This is your 2 best players normally. Right now, Flamey is the one leading the way. But Electronic and Simple need to come online. They need to turn it up a notch, because right now, Na'Vi need a miracle. Team Liquid are starting to run away with this. Their approach is more direct, more decisive, and they're only 4 rounds away from taking Na'Vi's map pick of Mirage before we move on to map number 2. That would be Team Liquid's choice, Dust 2.
Ah, yes. The staple of Counter-Strike as we know it, Chad.
I'm really excited to see that matchup go down. Just the versatility of all the players on Liquid on a map like Dust 2.
Would love to see that sort of spawn-based theory that you're talking about come out right there. But
do that on any map, really. Dust 2 is one where Dust 2, Inferno CT side for banana control. There's so much that they could really get done with it. And the buy will come in from Na'Vi behind these save weapons. 2 UMPs for Edward and Zeus. M4s in the hands of Electronic and Flamey. And Simple, with that carried over AWP, will have to be facilitated to find some opening duels right now.
Team Liquid not having taken a timeout yet, 4 remaining. That was the last one there for the side of Navi, and rightfully so. They're going to have to come up with a little bit more than resting on the fact that Flamey is having a very good game. 22 and 16, 116 ADR. More importantly, the impact of the frags that he is having is turning tides of rounds alone. Now we're going to see Liquid set up and stop at the hands of a Molotovs towards B. And what do you know? Flame Dogger himself hanging out right there at the arches. Hit's gonna come on. They're gonna try to do this in force. They want to do the brute force fashion. It's gonna be simple and Flamey show, and they can only find 2 in the motion. Elige there. Nitro now getting involved in the action as well. 3 versus 3. Zeus somehow still alive in the site. He's gonna get the kill onto Elige there underneath the archway. A disasterful turn of events. And oh my goodness, just a barely chinny chin hair miss there.
Good
Nitro.
from Zeus to stay alive in that scenario. He did get 2 kills in the end of things, but for him to be just a nuisance on the bomb site and difficult to flush him out, allows the rotation from Simple to come on in, allows him to get a kill with the AWP in transition. And what this has done is it's broken the money of Team Liquid. Only Nitro has enough money in the bank to really invest in anything. Elise sure can get the AK with light utility. Nitro has 8,650 right now. He could drop a couple of guns and they could go for a buy, because still they can destroy the economy of Na'Vi and finish the game from that point. Or they can take a save, be more conservative, wait till everybody has enough money across the board. We are just going to see what looks to be a pistol upgrade as Twist has a Deagle. I'm sure Nitro could drop a couple more for the remainder of his teammates. No one really has to invest in too much of their own when the in-game leader has that much in the bank balance. Let's see how they choose to try and be competitive, because that direct approach on the B bomb side, trying to bully Zeus, hasn't paid off.
No, they haven't really landed the results there that they would like, I think is very fair to say, Chad. We will be looking at round 24 now. 12-11 the score line. Team Liquid on top, but not by much. And then this round, it's going to be a 5 Deagle shootout for the ages, I'm sure. Edward there in the connector with the AUG, the sole member of Na'Vi holding middle by himself, of course. He's going to have a fight here in underpass any second. Nope. And there was the chance for the 1D. Didn't quite land. I believe it was Twist there that took the shot. Oh, now mid is in complete control of Team Liquid, but a big grenade coming out there is going to land a lot of damage down onto Stewie.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating when you're a T and you're trying to just like jostle for position and a grenade comes in and chunks you down to 53 points of health. Sure, there's still the chance to find some frags. It's not going to be the end of the world for Stewie, who can get 1 digs like everybody else, but you don't like to be tagged up too much in the early stages of rounds like that, as the window boost will come in. The damage player of Stewie 2K will be the man. Just chilling on the ledge for now, hoping to catch rotations off as 3 members are posturing towards connector. Twist, Elige, and Nafa there as Nitro's throwing utility to draw attention towards the A-bomb site.
Yeah, the connector force will be the main hit here, the brunt of it, should I say. A little bit of remaining utility has Edward all sorts of messed up. He's going to get taken down by Twist as Deagle. And now Simple here, missing what a shot that would have been to have landed. Unfortunately, he's only able to walk away with Nitro's head. Never mind, take it all back. Twist is going to fall as well, and the op still reigns in on the A-bomb site. Quite the skirmish here we have on our hands. 3v3, the bomb has in fact been planted in the meantime. And now Stewie 2K hits 1 on a jumping Zeus.
This is doable.
Definitely doable, Chad. And in this moment, he has to hold fast. He doesn't know exactly where this second player is going to be coming from, but for what it's worth, he has a pretty good indication. And he now knows that that player's coming through the window room there. A big kill to take. The mind games, Stewie 2K versus Simple. 1v2, the defuse is on, full commit. He's got to go for the stab. Can't quite find it.
1 hit!
Finds the knife kill, but it is just a little too late. Simple sending all of the haters all of the love, X and O.
That's a nail biter right there. Stewie did a fantastic job. That is a death hole right there. Flamey coming through that at any point. He's dead meat. You're coming through a very, very tight choke point. The Deagle, 1 bullet to the head, that's all you need. I don't think Stewie realized how low Simple was in that scenario. May have pushed in a little bit earlier towards that smoke. But that was just a pistol upgrade. There wasn't a huge investment right now from the T's. Liquid were able to get a full gun round up, and Na'Vi's money is actually in a worse position than theirs. So standard mid control will come out, forcing back the cat and connector players. Window also smoked off. Edward's going to have some trouble. Flash will come in. He will drop back, gets a chance to reposition. 1 kill, almost 2 for Edward. So much damage to Stewie. Left on 1 HP.
Man.
Big miss from Simple. This is uncharacteristic stuff so far.
Very much so. Flamey taking the head charge here for what is the firing force of Nodus Vincere. Both teams looking to grab that 13th round. Simple have a pretty good angle there right now. A one and done. That bomb's going to be making its way all the way back through T-spawn at this point. They know they're going to have to split A. That's really about all they've left themselves up here to do. Now, a little bit of utility should be just enough, Chad. It should be just enough to hold off these choke points and potentially get the bomb down.
They don't know about close ramp or under balcony. They don't know if anybody's in the site, so they're going to have to clear that. But Electronic's positioned over towards Ticket is more of a retake position, just playing spoiler here.
Yeah, and any information that he gets that this hit is on is going to be crucial. If they're able to eliminate Electronic, it's one thing, but if he's able to transfer that information to his teammates and they can swarm this bomb site and potentially stop the bomb as the clock is dwindling quite fast.
What?
The swing from Stewie proves to be not in his favor, unfortunately. And that makes things a little bit more even. No twist. Now with the frag, Simple with the AWP, and Nap in a really awkward position on the other end of the crosshair. That is Simple. 13 rounds on the board for Nadas Vincere.
The most important kill of that entire round for me was Zeus in the window position, jumping through, able to take down Stewie, and then he pivoted back. He didn't hang around. He cleared that position out, and then he went to help Electronic at spawn. I feel like if they weren't able to get that kill, they're going to have to worry about Stewie in that position late round when the bomb goes down. Simple doesn't feel as safe going for that cap pick, being able to get the 2 kills from that position. And right now, Na'Vi have grabbed the lead. 13 rounds in their favor. Money is in a bit of a interesting position right now for Liquid. Naf does have an AK-47, but the rest of the players are considering what they have to buy. This is where Adren, the coach, is going to have to really give them a nice nugget of information to spot the gap, to find the weakness.
Yeah, and this is the call right here. It does look like they're going to go for it. I mean, they can purchase AKs, they can purchase armor. For any money left over, they're going to have to dedicate that to utility. They want to bounce back in this one. This could prove to be very fatal, though, should this round not go their way. 13-12 score now. Na'Vi. I'm going to have Edward to show face here in middle, and that Molotov is going to hold back Liquid from trying to take control of it overall. Just a little bit.
Mid control once more. This is the same approach as last round where Edward had 1 and almost 2 frags. But now more smokes are exchanged. A lot more lurking, a lot more deviousness to be played around with here, as this will stall them out. They aren't going to force into it just yet.
Now that smoke gives Edward just an angle so that if they're trying to boost, he has the clear indication. If they're coming from top mid, he can see that. What it's worth, he's going to get spammed into oblivion all the way down to 18 HP there on the stairs. Liquid not finding the frag just yet, but it's certainly looming in the balance as the confrontation just continues here in Connector, showing a true force. Now started as a 5v5 affair, has dwindled now down to a 2 versus 2. Nitro Nap, Zeus Flamey. Flamey being the big dog on the block here. It's going to have to rotate through to CT spawn, has that AWP in hand. If Naf shows too much rear, well, that's going to get awkward, Chad.
The bomb's always so late on the scene, but this time Nitro, the late peek from Halls, it works. And now Zeus, the in-game leader, left with a 1-on-2. Molotov will land to flush them out of position. Both going to swing, both going to take the fight. Zeus gets 1, Nitro's left low. Move back towards Tetris now. Zeus knows the jig is up. Is it A-Ramp? Is it Tetris? Looking between the two. Zeus, the in-game leader! He's going to get it done. A massive clutch. 14 rounds on the board for Na'Vi now.
Huge round and huge play there. For Zeus to come online in this matchup in that moment was very, very crucial for the success of Na'Vi. Having all of that been in vain would have been very, very saddening. But of course, a 14th round on the board you have to consider now. Liquid with that bye, they're not going to have much utility to work with.
Yeah, they're in a bit of trouble here because their approach so far is very basic. Mid-smokes, try and take the jewels. The jewels right now aren't going in their favor. They're having to trade out within the late round.
Timeout coming in from the side of Liquid. It appears as though they saved them just properly. All 4 of them were going into this half, but they have needed all of them. Sweaty time here for Liquid. I'm not talking about that Liquid is perspiration. I am saying this is not how they were hoping this would go down. Again, the difficult choice being made to go ahead and purchase up and go for it here would be on the cards. We do see the AKs coming out across the board. Stu2K, 3750, and he will be the last player to buy up on this team. To their name, they have 3 smokes and 5 flashes, Chad. But don't discount that decoy because we know now decoys have a presence.
They make noise.
Yes, and if you're Liquid, you can run around the map with them all day long.
Well, they're going to go straight for a set A piece here. 2 smokes over from Nitro and Elige, and 3 players going to bust out apps. So much pressure right now on Electronic over towards that ticket booth. He doesn't have a rotation for days.
Ouch. Big kill there. Twist onto Electronic, opening the doorway, finding the entry. That was absolutely necessary for Liquid to get out on this bomb site.
Edward's on a quick flank here. Elige versus Edward and T-Spawn is a big duel, and Edward is going to succeed. Now they have to worry about CT Spawn, Connector, apps,
Yes.
and the approach from ramp as Naf has plugged the gap.
But that frag there on A ramp does give a good amount of time for them to go ahead and adjust for it. Now finding Edward. Twist not out of the round, out of the fight just yet either. Able to take down Zeus, and it does appear as though Na'Vi are going to try to back off from this one. Simple and Flamey having to pull off. Simple saving the AWP, Flamey with the M4. Good read, good call there from Liquid. And what was a risky purchase nonetheless. They went for it, and they achieved their goals there, Chad. And it looks like they're putting that other round on the board, trying to edge their way closer to the finish line.
Goes without saying that was a must-win from Liquid, but that's a huge shot to hit. Electronic was on an island playing retake over towards that bomb site. Normally the job is to spot and delay, but his head was absolutely obliterated right there, and from there the dominoes fell. Liquid took up site control. I thought Edward on the rotation, I thought he was going to have enough done. I thought the fact that he had beaten Elige in that head-to-head duel would have given Na'Vi a chance in that retake, but Naf was ready in a close enough position to make sure that the trade did come in. Relatively delayed, but still,
And now
Na'Vi are fighting back with a buy of their own.
yeah, look at this buy, Chad. Can you diagnose this for me?
It's a mess. We have the P250, we have the MP9, a FAMAS as well for Zeus. Never a weapon anybody wants to be finding in their hands. But they still have the AWP for Simple. Sure, his impact has been quite limited this time round, but he can get anything done. He has mid-control with the AWP right now. We can see him patrolling. Looks like Stewie and Twist are going to sell a fake over towards this B bomb site to draw out their rotation, so they have to help Zeus. So the utility going out, Zeus is going to make the call. Edward is now moving back through window to bolster the B defense, but Electronic and Flamey in their forward positions towards A, they know there's nobody close enough right now to attack this bomb site. So just posturing early, utility exchange, the tennis match of back and forth, just making Na'Vi feel uncomfortable, making them not feel that where they're holding right now is going to be safe.
A little bit of ping to your pong is the game they'll be playing. Liquid with a lot of presence over on this B side of the map as it stands. Naf will join them, bomb in those halls. What utility they did pull out.
Oh, it's a gamble
weird.
stack.
They have actually pulled all of these defenders off. Zeus might have gotten whiff of that as he was exiting the site, but they're going to have this site basically for free. The rotation back into the site has proven to be fatal. Simple and Zeus do fall, and Stewie2K gets that mid-rotator. It has all gone wrong here for Na'Vi. 2 members alive in Electronic and Flamey. Not a whole lot that they can hope to do, as the buy was already pretty weird, and Electronic's going to go ahead and concede his own life in this round. Flamey by himself in the site, nowhere to go, only a few places to hide.
Here's the problem. The loss bonus right now for Na'Vi is not in a position where they're going to have a decent buy for the rest of the game. They found themselves behind that force. That was do or die. They have a choice now.
They're going to take that gun from him too.
So they're going to get 1,900 now, right? So they get 1,400, and they went for the force buy behind the saved guns. That makes sense. But right now, only with the $1,900 bonus, they almost have to concede the 15th round.
Yeah, I mean, because there's not a whole lot of stock they can put into this round, whereas Liquid, on the other hand, money stacking it to the ceiling.
Sure, but here's another problem. Even if they do take the eco right now, they're only going to get 2,400 as the bonus in the next round. So their gun round to take it to overtime is going to be less than ideal.
Yeah. And for something where grenades have proven to be a crucial aspect of their defense, well, that's not very ideal. 14-14 is the scoreline in the first map here of Mirage. Liquid Na'Vi. Twist trying to get a little forward positioning here, and if he can find a pick, I can imagine that call comes in and they just heavy hit this B side. He's about to be caught in a real awkward kind of way should this smoke fade, and he gets caught with a grenade out. Zeus with a push now, a little bit of aggression. They have seen this. Wow, what a shot from Zeus. Probably the best one from him all game, and that's a big kill.
Hey, he won that 1v2. That was almost instrumental, but what he's actually done here is take out the hero of the last 2 rounds on the trot. Twist opened up the A-bomb site, and then the B site with 2 massive picks. Doesn't matter though. Naf, he will deliver with long-range spam onto Simple. the ship steadies for Liquid.
Steady as she goes. Zeus has claimed control of those B halls, and that bomb is going to be down towards that TV room area. Liquid are going to grab it now, as they do have 2 members over there towards the A ramp. And it looks like it's going to have to be A. The clock ticking down, 40 seconds. And the utility will be coming out. Now the gamble stack on B, this is going to prove to be quite disastrous, Chad. But again, the buy for Na'Vi just wasn't there to begin with, so living on a prayer, I think, would be in order here. But the journey is far from over for Team Liquid.
The round's not over. Na'Vi can still play for exits right now. If they can grab an AK or 2 and take it through to the following round, that's going to give themselves a better buy. So they're playing very, I guess, hesitantly through the halls to see if they can find that gun, because it would have been picked up and thrown away. When Twist died, one of the teammates collected it. They've thrown it away. Now they're just trying to see if they can see it over the wall.
Hey man, can you reach that? No.
But the idea here should be at least to see if they can... Oh, they can see the gun. They can see the AK over the wall.
No, this is ambitious, to say the least.
I like to see it because, as I mentioned, they need guns, but it doesn't feel like the E key is actually going to work for them right now as they continue to jump and hover. And
I'm pretty sure everyone watching this is oddly satisfied if they are able to grab it. One last attempt.
Oh.
Yeah, well.
At least they tried.
Yeah, that was a cool effort.
A for effort.
A for effort and A for team. If you're Team Liquid, you are currently right where you need to be. Match point, and we're going to see a timeout come out now. Liquid using that last one, knowing the implications of this round. They could put it all the way right here, or this could go the way of Na'Vi.
This is the cool element of the org right now. If the CTs decide to invest in a few of them, they can take more aggressive duels without needing the utility to actually hold off the aggression of Liquid. They can posture with the scope, you're more confident in taking the fights, and right now the playing field, it gets leveled a little bit. Simple, yet to invest, has the Deagle, but we do see the org for Edward and Flamey. Zeus and Electronic have opted for those M4s. I'm curious as to see what the god of the game is going to go for, because he needs to step up right now. He's only sitting there on a total of 20 kills, and I say only. He's definitely come alive in these later stages. But it has been Flamey with a huge amount of impact. We've had Zeus with a clutch. Edward and Electronic chipping in with frags every now and again, but they're going to need a big performance right here in the last round if they want to take this one to overtime.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, that's all that they've given us, and what they have also given us is no kits. So this is going to be an interesting one come late rounds, should it fall down in that manner.
Well, with their setup right now, they're not really aiming to play retake. Simple's embedded in the bomb site. He needs to multi-frag from that position. Electronic baiting from the standard ticket position. They've really given up dominion of mid, as Edward's going to lean over towards this A bomb site as well. This is a massive gamble from Na'Vi. 2 players in the B bomb site boosted to spot for early information towards the apps, and this is all in from Na'Vi with this kind of approach.
And Elige there in middle to sort of watch the rotations. Maybe you can catch someone slipping off catwalk. Unbeknownst to him, there's no one there, and the hit is in full motion now on this A-bomb site. Edward, a pivot player. It will be very crucial for him to grab a kill, and he's going to have to move, given that Molotov. They do find the necessary opening frags to defend the bomb site. But Nitro doing what Nitro does. Taking him out, and the bomb will fall. This one has actually come down to Flamey yet again with the AUG. Gonna have to peek, does find one, goes to the second one, can't do it. Elise closes it out 16-14 in that first map of the best of 3. A knockdown, drag out affair. Some might even call it a slobber knocker, Chad.
What a nail biter right there, back and forth the entirety of the matchup. Liquid able to get the victory in the dying moments. They had to dig deep. Twist, the hero, with some huge entry frags, getting them across the board in the late stages. Moving on to their pick of Dust 2 next. We'll be checking that out after the desk, after the break. We'll see you soon.
hard slog, but Liquid prevail. It was none other than Na'Vi who chose to take Mirage, but Liquid managed to take it all the same. A back and forth game all the way. I feel like I've lost years off of my life expectancy, but eventually Liquid managed to overcome the odds, overcome the players of the Na'Vi side, and now go into their map pick with a 1-0 lead, looking to close it out and do so with a seamless record here in the Legends stage. Do have Pimp and Sean Gers joining me. Guys, to understand that one, I mean, we have to start, I guess, at the very beginning. They did get tested right out of the gates. Na'Vi did manage to get 6 rounds on their T side.
Yeah, I thought they had Liquid in a spot where they could take the map, right? I was surprised to see Twist in the B bomb site, to be honest. Stewie playing the A bomb site. That's not what we typically see out of Liquid, or we had in the past. So I like the fact that, you know, they brought in a new player and they give him the roles that he's comfortable with. Stewie had a lot of key rounds towards that A site. But I think the man of that first half had to be Flamey. So many multi-kills coming out of it.
That Deagle round in particular was ridiculous.
I definitely agree. I think Na'Vi were playing a great game. We even talked about it down in the green room as well. The fact that Na'Vi sometimes puts the game to sleep. They're playing so slow, so methodically. They're just waiting for the mistakes to be made by Liquid. And sometimes you do fall asleep by watching them, but that's when Na'Vi strikes. That's when they're coming in with a curveball. That's when they're putting up the pace. That's when Flamey come in, having some great actions. And also Symbol, again, you know, having some impact with the AWP. So overall, close game, close affair. Both teams had great on this one, but Liquid were just a tiny bit better.
But that's what I find so interesting. I mean, we can continue to reflect on the game. This is the round, of course, Flamey securing with very low buy, but Na'Vi, you described them as a team that kind of sucks the life force from you. You're using these words like fall asleep. I mean, clearly, very talented roster with hitting their shots, but how can they get away with this style then? Is this something that's unique to Na'Vi in the sense that they do exploit your weaknesses in a way that I don't know if many other teams can?
Yeah, they just move so slowly across the map. They feel out that you're in a default setup, so, you know, 2 towards the A site, 1 like holding by the jungle area, and 2 towards B. And then they just slowly siege on a site, and it's just so difficult to hold. But their CT sides are also what impressed me this game. I thought they did such a good job holding the B hits of Liquid early. I thought Liquid's goal coming into this match was clearly to try to bully Zeus at the B bomb site. Pissed around. Second round eco that they lost to Flamey, the first gun round, the second gun round. They just kept hitting the B site, and it wasn't until they went to the A site that, you know, they started to get a little bit more success. So
Na'Vi have worked out a way to punish people that decide to try and punish Zeus.
Yes.
The reverse punish, I suppose, if we're going that way. What is your expectations for this next map? I know we have got another interview standing by. I don't know if it is ready, but I do want to be talking about Nuke when we do eventually have that opportunity.
Yeah, I do believe next map is going to be Dust 2, actually.
Wait, why do I think it's Nuke? I've been saying this the whole time.
Third map, right?
Third map.
So it could potentially come out to a Nuke. I don't think it will, though. I think Liquid coming into Dust 2, that's their bread and butter. That's where Liquid thrives well, especially considering the adding of Stewie 2K to the lineup. I think he's a great Dust 2 player, and I think that adds another dynamic to the way that Liquid can play. Dust 2 is one of those maps where you want momentum, you can at least play it fast paced, you know, and that's where we're going to see the difference between Liquid and Na'Vi as well. Na'Vi, once again, they're going to suck life out of Liquid. They're going to make sure that it's going to be slow, it's going to be methodical on the T side, whereas I believe Liquid, they will come out as fast as possible and try to put some momentum towards their own gameplay.
We'll be focusing on Dust 2. Sorry, Sean, to cut you off. I want to make sure we can hear this interview in its full extent, but I do want to talk about Dust 2. Lots of questions surrounding what Na'Vi are going to be doing on that map versus Liquid, but let's go ahead and have an interview after that first map success from Liquid.
Stewie, Liquid left that down to the wire, but you did manage to pull through without going to OT. How was that game for you?
It was a little irritating at the start just because we got eco'd, and I think that's kind of uncharacteristic from us. And they picked a lot of good reads. They had a lot of good gambles, and even the last round they had a lot of A, and somehow we pulled through. I think we're just playing a little better than them in terms of team play and not being in a rush or being too hasty to make decisions. And I think we played better than them on Mirage.
It felt like, though, you needed to really get aggressive towards the end to actually overcome Na'Vi, though. Why did you leave it so late to take that decision?
I think we just kind of play off feel and try to make them make the mistake, and they weren't making the mistakes. And even during the pause, actually, Dren said that we're playing too slow mid-round, and it's going in their favor, so let's try picking up the pace and let's try playing faster, and that's what we did.
And it really worked for you. So let's talk about Dust 2. Your map pick coming up next. What can we expect? What can we expect, in fact?
Another good game, hopefully. These guys played them in Dust 2 in the past, and they're pretty comfortable against them. So I think we're just going in there with a clear mind and just playing our own game.
Well, let's see if your own game works for you very shortly, Stewie. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Picking up the pace, that's Stewie2K there with Frankie. And I mean, Dust 2, there's plenty of room to be picking up the pace if they want to carry that philosophy over. Sorry to cut you off, Sean. Dust 2.
No worries. Liquid in the past has been very aggressive towards that B site. When Taco was on that lurk roll, he would solo pick into the B bomb site. Now I'm curious if Stewie's going to take over that role in this new Liquid team, or if they're going to remodel their whole T side. Maybe Stewie did mention going fast pace, maybe a lot of early long hits, a lot of fast mid Bs, a lot of fast cats. That's what I'm interested in seeing right now.
We have seen Liquid play Dust 2 twice with this lineup, once against Fnatic and once against Astralis. Both matches were a win for Team Liquid, a 16-11 against Astralis, who is the best team in the world, and a 16-9 win against Fnatic, who's not a bad Dust 2 team either. So they have already showcased that with Stewie2K on the lineup and with Adrian as a coach, they know how to play Dust 2. And as I said before, I think it's going to be a great contrast of styles. The T side of Dust 2, it can be played fast, but it can also be played slow. So we're going to see two different styles coming out from these teams.
No, there's no doubt about that. A question though, and perhaps a newbie one at that, Dust 2, it's prolific for being so powerful for a CT-sided AWPer. Double AWPs, even a conversation, how that some of the best teams in the world thrive because of their proficient double AWP. Liquid struggle to field one proficient AWPer, of course they have Nitro on it. Is that going to affect them? Is that going to be a conversation worth having?
I think it's a conversation worth having, but I don't think it's going to be a problem from Team Liquid. I believe that their primary AWPer, which is Nitro, is not the best AWPer on the team even. So you have Stewie2K coming in and he can pick up that secondary AWP. You saw it in MIBR sometimes. You have seen it on Cloud9 as well. He's very proficient with the AWP, and I think that's going to be a great asset for Liquid having on a map like Dust 2. It's a great point, Alex.
I didn't even think about that. Stewie2K does bring something extra.
Even Twist, actually, when you watch Twist pick up the secondary AWP, he'll do it sometimes on Mirage. He'll do it sometimes, I believe, on Inferno. He is very, very strong with that AWP, so I think Liquid can run double ops on Dust 2 very well, actually.
Yeah, and we'll see how if they run into, as you can see there underneath, Unreal Shape from Flamey. That's LMBT, of course. Used to seeing him on stages like this, not to be this time, but it is, of course, insane shots from Flamey. I mean, this is 2 days in a row that we have seen performance out of their player, and it's not Simple. You know, Simple wasn't actually as much of a conversation as he usually is on analyst desks after that map.
No, and it's not necessarily a problem when Flamey is showing up like he is right now. What is a little bit of a problem for Na'Vi is the fact that Electronic haven't really hit his stride yet. Yeah. He's being promised and he's being praised for being the second best player on this Na'Vi lineup. Maybe we didn't give him enough credit last year for his performance, but this time around, in this tournament so far, he hasn't really been living up to that hype. So if Na'Vi want to have a chance of taking this map off Liquid, they need to have not only Flamey and Simple performing, Electronic need to step up as well and be a factor.
We have to see the trio from Na'Vi deliver, or Liquid will close this out 2-0. That's our analyst thoughts. We'll see what our casters are saying. Sponge, Stunner, over to you.
Thanks very much, fellas. Yes, there are a lot of implications going into this matchup. Playoffs being one, not being on the side of the bracket of Astralis being the other. Two very hard-hitting points, but as the first map does go to Team Liquid, pistol round being underway here. Starting on the T side will be Na'Vi, and they're going to be out mid with a Fury. Very quick-paced round.
The cat approach here from Liquid means they can flank very fast, but that's going to be a problem. As Electronic gets one, he'll be traded out. Now the mid to B is on, and Nitro steps up with one, almost grabs the second. Frags are going down everywhere, and now Simple left, last alive in a 1-on-4 with a minute 20 left on the clock.
Yeah, it's been a very, very quick round. In fact, the bomb couldn't be down in a worse spot. If he plants it somehow, some way, that will be just a little bit of success, but in this notion, he's got an army of Liquid against him. 1v4, and they know exactly where he is. He finds first kill on the Stewie. That's the first step, potentially putting this round in the bag. Mind you, Nitro is very low. 2 HP to be exact, and he does have the kit on him. You can tell he's not wanting to peek. He's not wanting to really show face here, as that kit is going to potentially be used later in this round.
Just to talk you through Simple's mindset right here, he knew he had to get a kill before he could pick up that bomb. You want to isolate and get 1v1 duels. Stewie actually offered himself up on a silver platter right there. Now, Simple with the bomb and plenty of time to work with is forcing the CTs to look for information and potentially go for a play. You can see that all three members are over towards this B bomb site, and Simple is stuck around. Yeah, and him grabbing that bomb does kind of put the wonders there, but they've spotted him now. 27 seconds left on the clock. He tried to do a little bit of a fake plant there and elected to go for the peak. Did not prove to be fruitful. And Liquid will be picking up this first round. A CT pistol going their way. Very much in the right foot for Liquid. Yeah, well, that's a much faster pace coming out there from Na'Vi than what we saw in the first map. Most of their rounds were quite slow and spread out. Had a couple of direct approaches with Execute. So let's see right now if they want to go for the force buy or if they do just want to take a save. Liquid are fully invested. Scout in the hands of Naf, UMP for a Liege. Famous for Stewie. MP5 for Twists and an MP9 for Nitro. So everybody's sporting a bit of a different weapon right now as the Ts will upgrade just a couple of pistols. We saw what Flamey did on the CT side with their force buy.
Indeed, we saw what Flamey did last map. In fact, putting quite the hurt on Team Liquid. In this motion, he does have a P250 to his name, but yet to get on the board in terms of fragging. However, Na'Vi having worked their way up middle, now on the catwalk slowly but surely, unless they traverse and try to hit this mid player with force.
Just a second earlier, and that grenade would have tagged on 3 players. Simple walks out mid, gets taken down by Stewie. Now they have to win the duel with the Deagles over towards Cap, but Stewie grabs another frag. The bomb is dropped right now. The attack will be over towards A. Electronic gets chunked down. Edward with a bullet astray.
Yeah, and for what this has started to unfold, can't find much success there. Getting picked apart one by one. Naf with the scout kill, leaving Electronic and Flamey on their lonesome. And when I say that, I mean just Electronic. 2 HP, a Deagle in hand, and is kind of caught in catwalk. You can't get the kill here on Stewie with pretty much ease. Stewie wasn't expecting to be that far back. But Nitro will round this one out in Liquid's favor, and they're going to triumph on with a second round on the board.
Pretty clean round there from Liquid, only losing 1 man in Stewie. They will scavenge that FAMAS across the board. And now the gun round will come in from Na'Vi. So the interesting buy from Liquid in the second means that hopefully they go for more of an aggressive move. That UMP is going to need to be in a tighter choke point, same with the MP5. The scout from NAF can be very, I guess, hampering, because if he gets a tag, it puts players down to 30 HP, and it means they have to, you know, take situations a little bit differently.
The thing is now, head armor has come into play for the side of Na'Vi. So yes, he might have that scout, but he's going to have to start aiming for those dome pieces if he really wants to end them out early on.
Just to know, Edward has gone for the UMP with a bit of utility behind it, which means that he needs to get the basics done with the protocols. Right now, Electronic close to the mid doors will have a big jewel in his hands. There is a player towards CT spawn of Elige, and Nitro over towards the B double doors. A nice crossfire setup as close mid presence has been cleared. Now to take catwalk, 1 piece of territory at a time.
Slowly but surely. They do have that catwalk control, as Chad said.
Lots of pressure on Naf here with that scout.
That's right, and the smoke is going to give them just a little more room to run. It does kind of give them that wiggle room to perhaps advance up catwalk just a little bit more. And they do find 4 members there alive for Na'Vi on the catwalk. And well, as this round still holding tight, Twist that long player, and Sponge over there
having a giggle because we can see how focused Naf is right there. But now we're back into the game, and the set piece from catwalk is about to come out. The smoke grenades are in hand, and this Molotov is going to delay the hit.
Yeah, now just a second later, perhaps those grenades would have went flying, but that's just not the story as it's told. 30 seconds left on the clock. Na'Vi now have a very important decision to make, and they have made it. They're going to commit to this A hit. They have given themselves just enough smokes to get off a catwalk, but that flashbang from Liquid will be the thorn in the side. Simple with an amazing shot here onto Elige. Naf's got one of his own. Zeus is going to be the victim. And now they do have the site. They will get that bomb planted, and that's put the pressure back on Liquid to retake this round and this bomb site in A. Stewie working his way over towards elevator, hasn't quite spotted any heads yet, but Naf staying alive with that scout, really proving to be enough, but not nearly enough for the tag team that is Simple and Edward. This one's now come up to Naf. That scout has already been proven to have a volatile track record in his hand, and we're going to see what he can do with it. A big kill there onto Simple. This will be an important frag, but no kit. You're right, Chad.
He just grabbed it. He could sit this. He's just
he really could.
Balls
Electronic
of steel.
Has fully committed, and the timing is there, and he does it just like that. Nafly flying home with the round.
Doesn't even blink. Look at him, nonchalant about the whole situation. Yeah, I just sat a defuse on one-on-one against Electronic on our map pick in the best of 3 to put us through to the opposite side of the bracket to Astralis.
And you know why, Chad? It's because pros don't fake.
Well, that's not true.
That is, yeah, you're right. But in this notion,
makes a good bumper sticker though.
It's not bad. It's not bad as we look ahead now. Og's out in full force, of course, and Nitro with the SMG.
Whose Og is this?
What?
That's a Rambo meme.
Oh, sorry, man.
From back in the day. Anyway, it's going to be a B pounce right now. They push
at
the Molly. They want to attack. Stewie from the window gets one. Nitro's going to get another. Trades are quite even as we have a 3-on-3 now. Flamey at a pivotal position. Has to stop the rotation. Will do so. Put down to 4 HP. Now the remaining CTs of Naf and Twist, they have to be very diligent, clearing with grenades, making sure that Flamey isn't stuck too close. It's going to be a difficult retake right now, and they're going to opt to save.
Yeah, they're going to have to. They don't have a choice. The avenues of approach for retaking that B bomb site would have not favored that at all. In fact, the kit being there on NAF with the AWP, yes, they did have 2 Molotovs, 2 flashes, just not really worth the fight. It's going to be Na'Vi taking their first round here, 3-1. Perhaps Liquid can situate themselves for this fight that's going to be towards T-Spawn. Look at this. Caught them all out in the open, pants down and everything. Twist finds 2. And even though they have conceded the round, they have caused a considerable amount of damage as Twist finds a 3rd. You can see the disgust and anguish there on Flamey's face.
Not happy about that one at all.
He could feel that one deep down within.
It's a frustrating way for Flamey to go there because you can see the money situation right now. It hasn't been built even though Na'Vi were able to get around on the board. They will be able to reinvest, but they're not going to have a lot of utility. Some compromises have to be made. We can see a Galil being picked up in the hands of Electronic, and that was a quicker approach from Na'Vi. Let's see what they opt to go for this time round. As Flamey actually made it all the way out long already. Has Blue been control? Naf is holding from the top of A, so once again, another AWPer for the team. This time Naf will have the gun in hand. Simple takes a duel. Information will be thrown on out, but there is aggression from Catwalk. But it is just a slower, more posturing approach.
Right. They haven't been challenged on long at all, so they have to have the heads up that Liquid are playing on Catwalk, which is exactly the case. And in this case, it's going to be Nitro playing that close angle there towards the mid doors with the CZ. Now that could very well be a viable option, all things considered. We do know the damage that the CZ can deliver.
Here's the thing though, Trace. Right now, with only 1 smoke, they don't even have what they need to do a proper long cross. So long doesn't really become an avenue where they feel they can take a duel.
Right. But this Xbox smoke, now that's a different story.
Yeah, but they're getting close cat, and you've already alluded to the fact that the setup they have means that people are playing close cat. On the Xbox, they'll be waiting. The smoke's going to clear, and then they're going to pivot up. Flash comes out. At least he's going to get ahead of it. He's going to grab one. Doesn't get out of dodge because Electronic's going to be there, and Twist tries to swing. He gets nothing done. Naf into the blender as well.
Just keep feeding them, and that's exactly the story that will be told for that Catwalk battle. Na'Vi have now successfully found their way into this A bomb site, leaving Stewie and Nitro alone. Perhaps they can salvage some weapons for what was otherwise a fight that never really went their way.
It looked like a good setup, and they felt like they were in the right position to take advantage of the slower play, the cat aggression. 3 members there, but none able to land a shot. Over on that B stream, right now, the elimination game between NRG and Complexity on Nuke, the first map, the pick of NRG. They're now in double OT. Complexity are not going down without a fight.
OT, OT, baby. That's what you got over there on the B stream. But here, well, we're just trying to send some teams on through the playoffs to join Astralis. Opposing side of the bracket, very important note. Yes, there is a playoff contention here, but nobody really wants to face Astralis in the playoffs.
No, if you can avoid them for as long as possible, that means you have a greater likelihood of making it to the grand final. I also think another thing that needs to be stated is if you do make it through 3-0 in this stage, and you are one of the returning legend teams, which Astralis, Liquid, and Na'Vi all are, you don't have to show too much, right? You go through 2-0 here, you've won 2 games in best of 1. You think about Liquid's case, they played Overpass twice, Dust 2 will be played once, and Mirage potentially once, and for them, that's all they've shown in this tournament thus far. So lots of pocket strats, lots to maneuver with as they progress in the champions bracket.
Well, even more than that, they're going to get a considerable amount of time to kind of reflect on maybe the woes or the trials and tribulations that they did experience at this stage. I mean, with all that time for preparation, they should come into this next stage very heavy-handed. Stewie 2K, known for his heavy hand, but this time it's a little too heavy. Zeus finding his first frag of the game. He's going to be taking him out. That Catwalk aggression didn't prove to be fruitful there for young Stewart.
And the only gun they had, so right now, anything they had to defend with has been completely blown to smithereens as 2 USPs, a P250 and a CZ in the hands of Nitro, who's already bleeding out. Wait, I mentioned the fact the gun's gone, but Twist is going to get lucky enough to pick it up from the ramp. If there's anybody in the hands of Liquid that I want to have that gun, it is Twist. He's an absolute beast.
That's right, Chad. Finders keepers. Twist grabbing that weapon, and well, with a minute left in the round, this bomb has not been planted yet. In fact, they're not even really towards any of the sites. We do have a uneven strength so far, and Nitro still in the CZ.
There's no way for anybody on Liquid to really play for info with this setup, though, unless they want to push up dark.
Yeah, and having you know, obviously decided to play 2 members inside of B. The only person playing over there right now would, in fact, be Flamey. But he's going to go ahead and transition out as well, going towards lower B. This looks like they want to work their way up catwalk. Perhaps this doesn't go well. They do have that option to run the mid to B, but time has dwindled down again. And it does look like the fight is going to go in the way of Simple to kick things off, and Edward has, in fact, burned himself to a crisp. Electronic with a kill, still keeping things favorable here for Navi. Flamey making sure that the backlines are secure. Naf with the P250 and the Dream. But that Dream has turned into a nightmare for what a round that Navi have picked up.
That almost went so wrong. Edward missed that Molotov, which meant nobody else could push up from catwalk. He died to his own Molotov there in the classic 1G.
The classic 1G, I think, yeah, you nailed it. You said you don't like pop culture. You don't know it. Say you don't like the memes. You don't know them. But you have nailed that one, Chad.
Summit's about as hip as me, so...
Yeah, you guys are some cool cats. Cool as cucumbers, some might even say.
Where?
And if you look at this, AUG strike back out in full effect here for Team Liquid, having 5 of them over on their side. Now, again, and we've said this over and over, but Liquid, a team that full of sharpshooters, isn't someone that you want to really take heads-up duels with. And if they found that comfort and that rhythm with these AUGs, that might just be the kryptonite here for Navi, as they have stacked just a little bit of money over on their side. 3-3 the score. If they're joining us from work, thank you very much. And I hope your boss doesn't find out. And if he does, tell him we said hello. Now, Navi holding this mid area. We're going to go ahead and get Simple to peek out there and try to find something, get something going. And he actually does a considerable amount of damage onto Elige. Almost enough for them to commit to it, but not getting that kill is going to have them back away. They don't want to find themselves pinched there in the middle, Chad.
What's important here is they've cleared the close mid doors, which means they can now swing between cat and mid a lot easier. So when they want to posture, when they want to fake, it means that the guys from Liquid and the B bomb site, which is Stewie and Nitro, can't just run across mid. They have to be very scared. They have to use utility and be ready for heads-up duels. So these mid to B smokes right now, just misdirection.
Yeah, and they still love to go up this catwalk. Look at this weird sort of exchange that's about to go down here. Nitro and Electronic hanging out on either side of the smoke. Who will see who first? And it will be Nitro that comes out on top in that duel. Now, 1 member less. Navi having to commit to this catwalk. 25 seconds on the clock. Flamey hitting a really, really important shot there. And they're going to keep the ball rolling, even though Naf has found a reply onto Simple. 3 alive on the side of Liquid, 3 alive on the side of Navi, with the bomb planted in the A bomb site. It looks like they want to go for this, Chad.
Twist position is really important. They know the players are contained to cat and site. That means the retake can come up through CT spawn from Nitro and Stewie, with Twist making sure nobody is playing on that goose position. As they step on up, Flamey spots the head. He's going to duck on down. So much pressure on here as they've managed to make it towards the ramp. Nitro's going to make 1 frag. Second from Stewie is not to be done as Flamey. He takes down Stewie, but in the blink of an eye, Twist and Nitro finish it off. The defuse will come in.
I didn't see a kit.
They don't have a kit.
It's going to be a close one.
It's going to be tight like a tiger.
Tight like a tiger. And it does look like they've got it. My goodness, Chad. That was close, I think.
That's a definite nail-biter right there. There's a couple of phrases we'd use for that one down under, but...
down under meaning Australia, right?
Yeah, they're suitable only in that part of the world, so...
Yeah, I've learned you guys have a very varied vocabulary. I think it fit in down there.
I think it's unique is the best way to describe us.
That's very appropriate. And yeah, the boys of Liquid putting another round on the board here. A very important one. Off in the hands of Naf will now have a challenge in Simple. Known for his offensive abilities and... well, for now, looks like they're going to take this fight out long A. Flamey's going to come out the victor. Twist the first casualty. Elige is going to get the fight as well, not before he falls to the hands of Zeus.
Bit of a one-way there, allowing Zeus to get that kill onto Elige, but they need to re-aggress towards long. This isn't a part of the map that they can lose. You can see Naf right now with a partner in crime, pushing on down to take control. Now they have the information, but B-bomb site has been left completely open, and there is a player towards the blue bin. Do they even suspect this? Naf must know this is a position, but he just seems completely unaware as Zeus is going to hit an absolute banger.
That was a banger, Chad. 2 bulleters. Never want to be on the receiving end of it, but Nitro's got something to say about it. And for all the scoping power that Stewie 2K had there, it simply was not enough. And now Nitro on his lonesome is just going to try to save what he can. And there's an op there for him to do so. Now, Counter-Strike in 2019, would not be surprised to see that op thrown over the wall, left on the ground in exchange for the Krieg. Chad, thoughts?
Let's not perpetuate that. I like this
I'm
change.
just saying
I don't.
it's a chance, okay?
Well, there's definitely a chance, but right now there's obviously a lot of talk about these scoped weapons in CS:GO. People aren't liking it, and I think the price point definitely has to change.
That's for a different time, but I was just saying.
I get a lull right now. You know, there's a little lull in gameplay.
There was a great man that once said, typing LOL, capital L-U-L, is the equivalent of dabbing online.
Rufflecopter.
Do you agree with that man, Chad?
Nope.
Well, that man goes by the name of Carmack.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, I happen to agree with him in that sentiment. And well, it would appear as though Liquid and Na'Vi, having rounded out the score lines here.
Money broken.
Money broken. Everything's shot. And, well, Liquid only going to have that op saved by Nitro in the last round. Actually, some weaponry coming out. 2 Deagles so far and a Scout. Twist and a CZ.
Both these teams are really keen to force behind any saved weapons because they know the individuals are able to make miracles happen. So, buying what they can. Nitro with the AWP has to be the spearhead, but he's not playing a forward position. He's just sitting at the car towards A right now. It's actually Twist and Elige who are close up catwalk. And a lot of pressure on Stewie2K, who's at the backer platform with a Scout right now. He's on an island, so if they were to attack that site, he's going to be left alone.
Now, this could prove to be a pretty good idea by Liquid. They know they've been getting abused on this catwalk area. And when they're grouping up, you can see that they have a player playing more anti-flash. And they're ready to take that fight. Last time they took it, though, didn't necessarily pan out for them. In fact, it went the complete wrong way.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a story of redemption to be held here. Sort of like Simple holding this angle, just waiting for Liquid to give him that opportunity. All intents and purposes, doesn't happen. Zeus is there to save the day, though. Simple misses his first shot. And now, some sort of weird something has transpired, Chad.
In a bit of limbo right now because they know that there are more players towards catwalk. They're not in a rush to take the duel. Utility has been put in place to stifle the progression. 40 seconds left on the clock. They know that there's the saved AWP, but it hasn't moved so far. Nitro's still over towards the car position. As Na'Vi have to wait for the mid-round call of Zeus to come in. Electronic's going to go down over towards that B bomb site. And I think this is going to force their hand towards A. And that's where the stack and rotation is.
Yep, that worked out beautifully. Nitro finding a really big frag there.
Oh, Nitro has to look at long here.
Yeah, someone's got to look at long. If not Nitro, I mean, he does have the AWP. It would make the most sense. And in fact, he is going to hold this angle.
They're saving. That's it. They've made the save call.
Yeah, there's just not enough time. You're exactly right, Chad.
They had the number advantage there. Electronic lurking into the B bomb site on his own gets taken down. Then they're forced to go towards the A site.
And you know, for Team Liquid, they do have that one map cushion. So, I mean, I guess going into this one, they can have that sort of ease of mind, but it's not going to win them the game. However, putting more rounds on the board will. 5-4 your score right now for Team Liquid. Playoff contentions in mind, and they're going to take a timeout to mull it over.
Yeah, I think this is a... Oh, it is a technical timeout according to the lower third there. I'm going to sit and talk through their options because this is a very back and forth affair. 3 rounds on the trot for Liquid to start the game. 3 in response from Na'Vi, and now we're finding ourselves just back and forth. Teams happy to force buy, teams happy to buy around save weaponry.
Drin there, the most recent addition alongside of Stewie2K, we talked about, former Liquid player, returning now in the coaching role. Just something else to add on top of the dinner table. Liquid looking strong and one of the favorites to prevail in this stage. Now, it would appear as though Na'Vi, with this sort of buy that we have in front of us...
Could be the B explosion again behind the Molotov.
Could be the B explosion, very much so, Chad. Simple with this AWP. Gonna try to get the pick. He has spotted the player there in Stewie2K, and he does, in fact, find the frag. That is the opening that Na'Vi needed to get in this B bomb site. But the transition is already in play. It's gonna be Elige. He does have the AUG, he does have the door, and potentially a decent angle. That smoke's going to prove that to not be the case. Asks for the flash, does get it, grabs 2, but Simple's there to return fire. Take Elige out.
Massive impact there, but oh, Flamey had a chance to finish the round right there. Unable to connect. Naf will get in with the Famous, and now the plant has to go down on the B bomb site. The retake is possible, but Simple still lives. They're going to smoke off tunnels. But Simple is back a platform.
Man. You could tell they want to go for this. They just don't know how entrenched Na'Vi is. They want to try to go through this window area, perhaps split the door. Simple gonna have a great angle for that shot, but Nitro's gonna have an even better one, taking down Simple. And what a marvelous showing, what a marvelous display there from Nitro. They're on the bomb already, and Zeus can do absolutely nothing. As the Glycerin has prevailed here, the Liquid will continue to flow.
Bit unlucky there for Zeus. I like the play who was going to jiggle around that smoke and hope that they expected him to be towards tunnels where it was smoked on off, but they are going to catch a glimpse of him. They will take him down. And now another round on the board as Liquid are attempting to stabilize here. They've had 2 on the trot, giving themselves a chance to slowly build an economy. The double orbs will come out now for Liquid. In the hands this time for Stewie2K and Naf. I want to keep talking about this point. Liquid have 4 players on this roster who are more than happy to pick up the AWP. Naf, Stewie, Nitro does it as out of utility, and sometimes necessity, and Twists.
That's just another layer to the complexity of kind of understanding what this Liquid lineup has to offer, right? If all of these guys can pick up the AWP, and they're all known for taking duels, and they're all known for being sharpshooters, that's just one more aspect to be scared of, I suppose.
Just quickly, Trace, you mentioned complexity.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was hoping we'd get some sort of B stream up here. What do you got for us, Chad?
Complexity went on to win the first map, 22-19 over NRG, who are now 1 map away from getting knocked on out, and Naf 1 pixel away from getting that kill. Forced back into the site, he will find one. Flashed up now, has to flash of his own. The teammates are there to back him up as a liege over the shoulder. Able to pivot and stop this attack before it even started. Zeus, last alive again, picks up a scout, will get a tag, but right now all he's playing for is stats because
yeah,
not a lot you can do.
Not a whole lot you can do. They did throw that Molotov to kind of, push that advance back, but at the end of the day, Na'Vi said, you know what, we're going to go with it. We're going to try to go through it. And that didn't prove to pay out. I don't think they anticipated to have an AUG on the other side, but maybe they did. 7-4, and I said the Liquid keeps on flowing, as well as delivering. Timeout now, taken from the side of Na'Vi. Understand that things are starting to spiral a little bit, but they are, in fact, not going to have that much money and really anything to put together a good buy of anything decent, I suppose.
Na'Vi with the pause now. They definitely need to come up with a new style of attack. They did have some success when they did the pounce through the Molotov on the B bomb site, traded efficiently, forced Liquid to save. Their pistol round was quite fast on the mid to B. Zeus had success getting out long and finding some picks. But this is so spawn dependent on a lot of the strategies you can call, right? If your star players don't get long spawns, then you don't really feel as comfortable, especially a team that's so top heavy like Na'Vi.
Right. Well, what they've had to do here is Flamey's going to pick up a Deagle, Zeus with an ump. We got 1 Galil on the board and 2 AKs in Simple and Edward. Meanwhile, the double op setup of Liquid could prove to be ferocious, might I say. Well, taking that lower B control will be not as sincere. And actually all of mid control, which should give them the flexibility. We do know they have like to work their way up catwalk time and time again. Or they like to see if Simple can potentially get out middle and find an opening for them. But right now, what they've invested in this round should be pretty interesting. I mean, they do have 5 flashes and 5 smokes, Chad. What are they going to do with those?
It looks like they want to go for that cat execute again. Once they get control, throw the wall of smokes out onto the A bomb site, try and isolate the AWP player. See if they can get an extra bit of free territory. There's some cool one-way smokes you can drop on that elevator box to allow yourself to fight over the top of it. But this time they're postured more forward. Twister's holding along all on his own, whereas Naf actually has a liege close on up to throw utility and aid, and you're going to see how that plays out. Takes the shot, Liege throws the nade. They both reposition now. And look at this, the Molotov's going to land, which will stop the attack. Even if they want to drop CT spawn, it's not going to be so easy as Zeus. He's going to make his way down. Now they've isolated the rotation.
He's done it though, but those shots are going to ring out like the war drums, Chad. And now Liquid are going to have to play this to perfection. They're going to have these 2 players pinching from upper B tunnels, and it's only a matter of time before they shoot Stewie in the back. But instead, it's going to be Nitro that catches one in the back, and well, after having exchanged kills, he did manage to kill Edward. Now, in this retake, Chad, it's kind of hard to forecast. I mean, Twist.
There's a dark play coming in here. That has to be the key. through tunnels. These two players outside the doors just have to distract. Twist has to make this kill if they want a chance. He's not going to get it done as Electronic stands tall. Naf gets offered up Flamey, but when he gets dinked down to 2 HP, he's going to think better of going for this one. Simple wants the frags. He's out for blood. They've gone through window.
Goodness. They have committed to the project, and the spam is just not there. Elige does get the kill, but he knows it's too late. Time has ticked away, and that bomb's going to explode whether they like it or not. They can't save the AWP, and Na'Vi will pick up the round. And that, you're exactly right. That kill there in the tunnels, that was the kill. That had to happen.
I'm very surprised we haven't seen Team Liquid go for more aggressive plays, boosting the AWP up Cat, letting him go for a pick towards middle, maybe even going for a lower dark push, because the AWP hasn't really had an opportunity to be too much in play right now for Na'Vi because their economy has been so restricted. But instead, they're happy to give up map control and take the duels. If you're going to do that, if you're going to rely on your individuals and just keep playing cookie cutter, there's nothing wrong with that because Liquid have so much firepower. But if they keep getting bullied, if they keep getting beaten, as this hard long comes in, they're going to have to adjust.
Seems as though Na'Vi want to keep them guessing, especially in this moment. The weaponry is what it is out here for Liquid, and Simple will win the first exchange of gunfire, and in a hail of gunfire indeed. Flamey also grabbing one there on the Twist, so the numbers have actually not gone in favor of Team Liquid. 3 members alive here, Elige, Nap, and Stewie. Stewie is all the way over there on the other side of the map, having not had any sort of firefight of his own go on just yet. It's going to be Na'Vi that backs out along. It looks like they might actually want to take it over there towards B, or perhaps peek down middle and see if they can catch someone rotating or out of position. But it looks like that B side is going to be heavily favored here, Chad.
Yeah, it makes sense because if Stewie just grabs one, even if he gets 2 and goes down, it's a 2v2 post plan on this B bomb site. It's quite easy to lock on out. Elige's close. He doesn't have any utility to aid Stewie with. He's just going to have to get on the scene as quickly as he can. Zeus has actually opted to go down through the middle corridor, and we can see Electronic starting to deviate in that direction as well. B would have definitely been a wise port of call, but they've definitely bolstered that defense as Elige is drawn on over by that lurk smoke. It's all going to be on Naf on Catwalk here.
Even Flamey getting out here into the B site is not exactly the opening that Na'Vi's banking on. They're banking on this catwalk take, and meanwhile, Flamey's going to go ahead and put some damage into the B site. 2 big frags, though, for Liquid. However, Elige is the only one alive. The man that seemingly has a plan here. He's going to go try to work his way through CT spawn, Molotov'd off, so he can't get necessarily as close as he would like. But that would have been the big shot to hit. That would have definitely kept him in contention of this round. And
they're going to hear it.
That Molotov, actually, yeah, you're right, Chad. That sound cue. He's going to spot Zeus. Whoa.
I guess they're not going to hear it. And the long-range whiff from Elige there. If he had made that kill onto Electronic, he could have isolated the duel on the site. That 1v1 was more than possible.
Yep. That's just not how it all went down, Mr. Burchill.
Oh, it's a very back-and-forth nature in both of these maps right now. How we keep finding solutions for the puzzle that is Liquid. Now I really expect something unique to come out from Liquid because their economy is in a very bad position. They either can take a save here and opt to go for a buy round on round number 15, the last round of the game, and that is what's going to happen, of the half, not the game. We have 16 rounds to win, 15 rounds and a half.
Yes, the number check out, you're right.
I was never the best at maths.
Same, not even the quick ones, but the quick ones are simple. He's able to put Na'Vi into an early advantage here in this game as they just sort of speed through that round. Not a whole lot to show for Team Liquid. 4 alive on the side of Na'Vi, 7-7 the score. And having won the first map already, Team Liquid want to win this last round, understandably. Going to buy up what they can. Does like a little bit of utility here, and they do have the option of the kit, except for that's not going to be the purchase. Nitro being the last one to have swiped his card there at the old buy menu. No kits going into this round. And Electronic pushing at a fury pace.
Oh, this is quick.
Down mid. Very fast indeed. The flashes did go through, and in fact, they seem very effective, very successful. It's just not something that they felt comfortable capitalizing on, it seems.
Look how early they're able to get cat control, right? When you're able to do this versus a team, you can milk out the utility much quicker because now they have to use it knowing your presence is merely there. They've left the A-bomb site with only 2 defenders, Twist anchoring long, and Nap over towards that car position. Elige has to be worried about the mid to B because we've seen it be so effective thus far for Na'Vi. That means he's going to be over towards that site with Nitro and Stewie. But as we can see right now, the majority of the attack is over towards this catwalk position. Edward is defaulting outside long, making sure nobody can push for free information. Flamey watching upper dark, doing the exact same job, just on the other side of the map.
And still where this bomb is, they can traverse. They can still do whatever it is that they want to do, and hedging their bets towards B is what Liquid is going to be doing. 3 players there.
Bomb is heading through T-spawn right now, so this is a great read. Or a great gamble.
It's a great read. One more over of a Novel's tail. Navi trying to secure this last round of the half, and 4 members there in upper B halls.
Here we go, they're setting up a pounce. Smoke's gonna come in. There's already been 1 lurk smoke thrown from Flamey. A second means there has to have been another player within the tunnels. Now Simple's gonna try and go mid to B on his own. Oh, he just made a lot of noise.
Somehow, Stewie's still able to grab one there in that. It's just all over the place right there. You have to think about the push, and for what it's worth, Liquid do come out the victors in that round, Chad. 4 alive, and they made it look relatively easy for what was an up and down half.
Blistering hot end to that game, back and forth throughout. All in all, Liquid once more winning the half 8-7. We want to see how their T side finishes this one off as we kick on over to the break. We'll see you all soon.
CSGO Major Championship reads correct. If you're just joining us, you picked the very, very best time to do so. Liquid trying to regain control here in a dominant fashion. Of course, they do have an 8-7 lead currently, but they cannot sit comfortably at that. Team Liquid taking on Nadas Vincere in what will be a playoff berth match, and one that will net the winner on the opposite side of the bracket from Astralis. Now, ahead of us, we do have a pistol round here, and it's going to be Team Liquid starting on this T side, looking like they want to draw some attention over here to the B site, Chad.
Yeah, that's the standard lurk smoke we always get seen thrown by the defaulter always on that part of the map. But on the pistol round, it's a little bit more unique. They want to explode through this with a flash. It's going to come in. Simple's close.
Real close. Too close for comfort. In fact, so close that they're all bumping into each other here in the smoke. And it's going to be Liquid coming out on top so far. Twist in a big way.
Obliterate.
3 massive Glock kills for him. And that will, in fact, rain on the parade of Nodus Vincier, trying to hold it together here in this pistol round. Not the start they were looking for. Edward left alive in the upper tunnels, and there's just not much that he can do. 22 HP, and he's about to run into Twist. A 4K for him on the round. All headshots, all beautifully placed. And that guy is as cool as the underside of the pillow in which that hair came from.
Love to see this kid in action. One of the most exciting players in all of Counter-Strike right now. He just continues to deliver. Pistol round. What better place to do it than a pivot point for the second half?
Absolutely. That was a crucial round.
Yeah, it sets Liquid up here on a bit of a pedestal where they can actually set a platform to start stringing some rounds together. Will be the full eco approach coming out from the side of Na'Vi. I expect them just to be absolutely mopped across the map as the USPs are spread out in a standard formation. Flamey pushes up mid. Will get taken down by Nitro, who's ready and waiting for a play just like that. And the dominoes should fall one after the other. This means that Na'Vi want to get into the action very early. They want to make sure that they can get a full gun round up as opposed to going for a force buy and hoping to make a miracle happen.
And it would take a miracle indeed. Rather being fiscally responsible is what we'll call it. They do send 3 players to play predominantly on this B side, having, well, Simple sort of scout out middle. They have given up the sight. They're hoping to catch someone crossing. Little do they know, no one is in fact crossing at all. All bullets wasted. All the information there now. They have spotted Nitro to the top of middle. Liquid playing this very, very patiently. They don't want to run into a stack. Little do they know there is actually no one defending that A bomb site as it stands. 5 members alive. Nitro will scale his way up catwalk. And now the remaining 4 members of Liquid will push through long A. Again, pistols only on the side of Na'Vi. They have not elected to purchase anything in this round, to my knowledge.
This one right here, all you want to do if you're a Na'Vi player is hope that the UMP can't farm any extra cash. You can hold on to your life. You really don't have anything to gain. Sure, maybe you can get a kill and grab an AK, but that's only if Team Liquid are sloppy. Nitro and Nav, they want to hunt kills exactly like this. That's $600 a pop, and I'm a big fan of cash dollar bills, and so is the Team Liquid side.
And they say cream, Chad, and that's exactly what they mean. Cash ruling everything around.
Don't the cool kids say bread nowadays?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, like, there's something about pop culture and stuff we were talking about, but yes.
I ain't no baker.
Yeah, man. Well, as the baking continues here, the rolling of the dough will be on the side of Team Liquid. They do have just about all the tools they need, but now over on Na'Vi, we do see a very similar situation. 3 AUGs, AWP in Simple's hand, and Zeus with the M4. Liquid taking a page out of Navi's book here early on in these rounds and really taking control of this middle area. They don't want to find the fight there. It's really awkward for everyone involved. Flamey will be there by himself. He can hear them. Not much that he can do. Molotov's coming out perfectly placed. That was to get Flamey out of position. They heard the sound cues of the Molotov hitting, and now that they know they backed Flamey off, they can kind of start to think about where it is that they want to move forward to.
Yeah, that is a 2-pronged Molotov. It falls to the back of the line as Simple hits a huge shot. Twist with the automatic response, and now he's going to push on out to the bridge. Has to take another duel. Will spot one up. Doesn't get the kill, but Elige finishes it off, and now Zeus all alone towards long here. Has to fall back and doesn't even get a chance. Twists unrelenting. That AK constantly battering this Na'Vi side. We saw what it did late on Mirage. It's doing it again here on Dust 2.
Big head to take down there for Simple. Response frag, that is, the trade. They're going to be conceding this round. Simple and company now keeping their score at 7, while Liquid will advance 1 more. 11 will be the score line, and Twist has taken it upon himself to clear the path for him and the homies. As they have gotten out of the site, they realize that they will not be going for this. And again, 11th round on the board for Navi. Liquid. And they're punishing them.
This is a bit of a battering right now. Sure, the scoreline is 11-7, but these rounds have been extremely convincing. Navi have to take another save right now. They can't invest into this. This should be 12 rounds now on the board for Team Liquid. They might just want to take more of a tactical eco, as Zeus actually has gone for a bit of Kevlar upgrade with the pistol, because the max loss bonus does come 1 round earlier now due to the pistol round loss bonus change.
So maybe they have something in mind here. And that's about the most activated I've seen the coach of Navi yet.
Yeah, Kane is very animated right now. This is do or die. If this map falls, Navi will drop down to the 2-1 position. They will have to play again in another best of 3 to secure their playoff bracket life. Or they have to bring this one right back, steal map 2 away and take us to Nuke. It does seem unlikely right now, but you can never count out Simple and Electronic. This Navi team, they get it done.
Yeah, even Flamey at this point. And would love to see what the plan is here. They do have 4 Deagles, 1 USP. They've tried to put a little bit of aggression there towards Long, but to no avail. Naf just barely taking any damage, now down to 85 HP. Meanwhile, Zeus finding a battle of his own and not really having anything to show for it other than the loss of health. It's going to be an all-in on Long A from the looks of it. Now, if they start to second-guess themselves, if they start to question whether this is the right move, that will not be a good idea, but...
Different Opera again, though, Tracer.
That's right.
This time round.
No, it's your turn. No, it's your turn.
Just continues to change hands. And what that actually adds as a dynamic is, sure, there's no primary AWPer who's going to do it in the same level as Device. But what it means is it's always showing a unique look. So it's hard to counter-strat. Very difficult to get the finger on the pulse as the AX cube will come in. Molotov smokes, flashes and nades deployed as Flamey stands in one, gets whittled down. Now lingering close. May have an opportunity here, but Liquid seem to think something's up.
Well, something is up indeed. Flamey is going to be very close to the action, not close enough to secure a kill, and to be up to Electronic with the Deagle in hand. Finds a nice shot placed onto Elijah's dome piece, but Nitro will get the better of him. And you see what Liquid did there. They obviously got all the way into the site. You see all the utility come out, and then they just held. They waited. They wanted to make sure they didn't caught any sort of weird push or crossfire or anything that Navi might have been playing, given their monetary and weaponry situation.
It's a good execute when the long control is established like that. The smokes for the cross is important, but the Molotovs to the side equally is important. You don't want players pivoting while you're going up the ramp or pushing through the smoke, so always have to keep an eye on those. This is a faster approach right now. There's a cat smoke for a biff, but Simple finds the opening kill onto Twist. The entry fragger has been dropped as Elige. He's still gonna barrel up as he grabs a smoke. He's gonna drop that very early. This is gonna apply a lot of pressure. Has that SG. We'll use the one-way capabilities of this, but should be known by players such as Navi.
Zeus pushed up all the way down Long now. Will give them some sort of early warning should they flex back, but having already lost Twist is putting them in a difficult position nonetheless. AWP on Stewie. And he's setting himself up for a smoke now.
Well, this looks like wall smokes here. So what they want to do is they want to isolate Zeus as the solo long anchor. They'll create a wall along the long corridor, throw some pop flashes, clear the close angles. And with Zeus lying behind the doors, he has to hope that Electronic can get there to help him with utility, because he's not going to want to push through that wall of smoke once it lands. You see this about to come on in.
It's turning now.
Fake?
Yes, indeed it is a fake, Chad. And they're going to be running up catwalk with a quickness now. The problem with that is that there are 2 members of Navi here inside of this A site. They're going to find that out sooner rather than later. Player playing on ramp there, and Electronic finds the first kill in an app. Does get traded by Stewie's AWP. Meanwhile, Elige walking right through the smoke into the crosshair of Flamey. Stewie still alive in a menace with the AWP, taking down Zeus. A 2v2, Simple and Edward versus Stewie and Nitro. With the bomb plant in hand and catwalk control, just enough catwalk control. This is going to be an interesting retake. Looks like they are going to go for it, but they have no idea where Liquid has entrenched themselves now in the post plant.
Oh, that's a waste of a smoke. That could have been used on the bomb. Edward trying to peer over the top now. He is going to spot one, but the time it's dropping on down. Simple. His duo in this retake has already been taken out of the picture, and Edward, he can only save, but Nitro doesn't want to let that happen. 21 kills, make that 22.
And that's going to be a see you later there, bud. Yes, that's right, Chad. Nitro, 22-7 with 105 ADR in this game. Liquid leading now 13-7 on the second map after having won the first.
This is a very important map for Team Liquid to have in their back pocket. This is a map where they can take the fight to an Astralis as we head further into the tournament. You want to bolster the map pool. You don't want to be playing Astralis on the standards of Inferno, Trains of the World, maps where they're very comfortable. Try and throw a bit more of the unusual at them, and Dust2 is still settling into the map pool, surprisingly. A long push will come in. Nitro wants to piece aggressive, but he's going to get taken down by Electronic with the 5-7. He gets one. Twist on the chase. He's not getting in away from Flamey is going to fall as well. And now we have a 3-on-3. This is still possible, though. Look at the HP of Twist right now.
And Liquid didn't want to let them get away with that. They wanted to kind of punish them for that aggression, even though they did lose some members there in the fight. They did not want to see Na'Vi slip away and even have the possibility of having some weaponry with them. And they have done just that. It's going to be Stewie, Nap, and Twist trying to work their way up long A now. All three together, bomb in hand. It's going to be Zeus on catwalk. Not far behind him will be Simple and Mr. Edward there through the CT spawn area. Twist will be the first line of contact, and Smoke seemingly landing just precisely so that there's no gaps or anything to look under.
Na'Vi need this round.
Na'Vi need it big time. That Molotov is not going to be able to push Simple off as he grabs one. Does go for the second. Not needed. Edward and Zeus doing their part. And wow, what a round for Na'Vi to take.
That's a huge round for them to get if they want to mount any form of a comeback right now. Electronic started it off with 2 massive kills over towards Bedroom at long. And from there, they just stuck as a pack. Simple had to hit that massive deagle shot. Here's what we're talking about.
Yeah, big play here from Electronic. Instrumental in that round, really putting Liquid on the back foot very, very early on. But now we're going to see the double op setup come out on the side of Na'Vi. Again, trying to mount a comeback, trying to get something going here. Ops in the hands of Flamey and Simple.
That's an interesting dynamic now that the SG is kind of creating. It can be spammed towards mid as the AWP player sets up. Normally, the AWP just takes one shot. You either tag someone through the door or you get lucky through the smoke. Now the Krieg did a bit of damage to Simple. It's just menacing. It's frustrating. Annoying.
It is that, isn't it? Almost as annoying as this is going to be. Electronic playing anti-flash here on catwalk.
Oh, this
He's not by his lonesome. Flamey probably to take this first shot with AWP. And Electronic's going to pivot off that, maybe swing and get one more. But he's going to take the commitment from Liquid to round that corner. Now, grenade coming out. The swing from Electronic a little premature, and Nitro able to take down Flamey. That one did not pan out at all for Na'Vi. Now Zeus here at long by himself. He's going to have to fall off just a little bit, but, well, he's going to run into Naf if he keeps going that direction.
Oh, no. Zeus is completely locked on in. He's not going to have an opportunity to save here at all.
Yeah, and I don't think that could have gone much worse in terms of how it unfolded on that one. That was
you hate
rough
to
one.
see it. Oh, there's a door. That's an escape. That's a chance to get on out of dodge.
He has gotten out of dodge, but Liquid might be getting out of this map with a W. And in fact, that does put a 14th on the board. They are being punished, though. Mind you, it is still very possible for Na'Vi to run this back, but it's going to be an uphill battle for the rest of this game.
Zeus needs to be careful with that scope because Stewie was relatively close, and I thought he would have been on the hunt. He's going to think better of it, considering 2 of his teammates have fallen, and the Mighty system isn't in the best place possible. But the reset right now comes in for Na'Vi. I know it was only a pistol upgrade they had before, so they will have a little bit of residual. They will be able to get the full gun round coming on out. They have an SG, 2 AUGs, an M4, and an AWP.
And even more importantly to note as well, there are several timeouts remaining in the game. And these are the times where you think that those would probably come out. If you're the coach, you're probably saying, okay, well, let's recenter it, let's refocus, and perhaps level our heads here as we go into the later half of this game.
I like that we keep seeing different faces from Liquid. They're ready to take Cat, now they're ready to go towards B and explode on Flamey.
keeping him guessing.
He's been cooled, you know. He's been forced to rotate as opposed to heads-up duels, and now he needs to deliver.
Now he needs to deliver in a big way. Edward's going to find 1-2. Can't seem to get the third on the board, and neither can Flamey. For someone that has been putting up impressive numbers all game long, that is not the case in this instance, but the rotations are coming with a fury. Simple going to go ahead and get in the fight himself. Stewie being on the receiving end of the AWP. Now, as Naf plants the bomb, Lige is going to have to hold tight, hold fast. And they're going to try to pick them off one by one. They want to see Liquid here make a mistake. They want to see Liquid expose themselves, but all this utility coming from the tunnel is going to draw a lot of attention to that tunnel. They know now that there is a player there, and the two others coming from the outside of the site. That window, it's going to be a push. It's going to be the pincer. And that grenade, just a little bit of damage as well. Big kill by Naf to keep it in their favor. Now down to Simple with the AWP, and this is a round they can't let slip away, and he's going to have to wait it out. He can't hit the shot, and he can't win the round, and more importantly, there's nothing that he can do now as Liquid do look at map and series point here over Na'Vi.
1 round away now for Team Liquid, securing their place in the championship bracket. Right then and there, I don't think Zeus realized his lurk smoke was a little bit too deep. There was a gap, and that gap was his demise. Other than that, fantastic utility usage. The Molotov towards Vaca Plat, the nade to follow up, that information given to his team on the retake. Yeah. But with him going down before the other players were in position, meant that the trade potential wasn't there. Now it all rests on Simple on the AWP. Edward with the AUG, who's already been tagged up crossing the mid doors. Simple almost gets taken down, but he'll respond. He'll take down Stewie.
Now, you were talking about that exact scenario, Chad. You said the exact same thing. Have that Krieg hold there, maybe put some spam down, but in this instance, it was Stewie 2K that got punished. Liquid now on match at series point with a man deficit.
Bit of a blunder there as well. They missed the mid-door Molotovs. That means they can't clear Edward out of position. He gets to stand close. We can see that nobody from Na'Vi is over towards that B-bomb site, so it's an open avenue right now, but you wouldn't expect that. This is a gamble from Na'Vi.
It's very much a gamble. And for Nitro to be pushed up there on catwalk does give them somewhat of a flexibility, even if he does just dump all of his grenades over there and try to sell an A hit. It's certainly going to be on this B site, and they're going to run into the Undertaker himself. Backing off just a little bit, maybe a bad read overall. But now when he re-peaks it, he gets a double. That is instrumental in keeping Na'Vi alive here. That alone could have been a totally different round in the playout. But we're going to see just how that happens. Twist now, 1 versus 4, trying to get something back in the way of Team Liquid as they sit on match point.
Twist can't win this 1v4. This would be
2.
insane. What is going on? Twist with
3.
2 huge kills. He gets the 3rd. There's 1 left over towards window.
Oh my goodness. So close that everyone is feeling just a little uncomfortable right there. Flamey saving the day. And you can see the sigh of relief from Simple on that one. That was just a little close, Chad.
Take a pause, take a breath. I definitely need one. Look at this pinpoint precision. If he had made that kill 1 second earlier onto Zeus.
Or even if he doesn't take the fight.
Oh, boy.
The last guy, I mean, there's just so many what-ifs you could play with right there. That could have been the end of the game. That could have been the end of the series.
What a way that would have been to end it.
Hell yeah. Here we go now. Liquid still with weaponry, but
completely blind.
Erased by Simple himself. The Undertaker is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. You have upset him. You don't want to see Simple when he's angry.
He looks angry all the time in this Na'Vi team.
I think you're right.
But he needs to deliver more so. Going for a second kill, not going to land at Lige. We'll even it up 4v4 now. Score 15-9. Na'Vi can't falter at any point. Zeus will fall. The A bomb site completely open now. Flamey, the first responder. Up the ramp he goes. His electronic on the other side of the map will drop. Edward. He's going to push Dark and grab 1, but this is so difficult. Trace. The bombs drop mid-ramp.
But that Molotov takes Edward out of the round. Flamey being the only member alive here for Natus Vincere. Elysian Twist now have to recover this bomb. Little under a minute left on the clock. They have an AWP and 2 smokes to work with. It'll be very interesting to see how they play this. The right thing to do here is to probably try to trade off of one another. but not knowing Flamey's position has them a little uneasy. And if he does this just right, which he has thus far, he's taken down Twist. He's gonna look for the other one, and that is how it all ends. Elige puts a cap in Flamey, and Liquid keeping it alive here in Katowice, have secured the 3-0 and will be going through to the playoffs on the opposite side of the brackets from Astralis. A double victory, some might even call it, and a great showing for Stuart 2K and Adren here for their showing at the Katowice Major.
Crisp aim throughout Team Liquid, showing why they were given the second seed in this tournament, why they're one of the big names who could potentially rival Astralis at this major. But let's let the desk break this one down.
That's the plan, thank you so much. We can see Na'Vi a little dejected conceding that one, especially in the fashion by which they did on map 2. Certainly pushed all the way on the first, but despite resilience in the first half of Dust 2, it's the second where it starts to slip away from them, and we do have the brains behind this brigade, none other than Sean Gers and Pimp to talk about that one. 3-0, folks. Sean, North America with a seamless run.
Yeah, they're on the opposite side of the bracket as Astralis, which is the best thing that Liquid could ask for in this major, advancing through now with the number 2 seed. This was just such a vintage Liquid grind out game with this roster. They lost actually the opening duel battles 15-10 in this matchup. Simple went 8 for 1 in opening duels.
In a loss like that, testament to what Simple can do. They said he's always angry, and he certainly did perform fantastically. There's no doubt about it. We do have Twists, though, on the stage. We get to hear from the victor. Locked in, 3-0 for the champion stage.
Well, Stewie, congratulations on that win. Now, you are a team that's known to prep for your opponents, so how did you take down Na'Vi? What was the plan?
We just prepared like we usually do. We're really good versus Na'Vi. I don't remember the last time we lost to them, but they always play well versus us. And yeah, we kind of just knew how the veto was going to go, and we prepared for the maps.
Is this the dawn of a slower pace Liquid?
Kind of. Since Jake joined the team, we've kind of changed our play style a bit, and I think it's really good. All of us are more versatile, and I think this play style is really utilizing all of our skills.
And what about your play style? That was a blinder of a match for you, Twist. How do you stay cool under the pressure and get those frags home?
I mean, I'm just doing what I'm usually doing. Not much changed. I'm the B apartments player now at Mirage, so it's something I gotta get used to. I'm just doing what I usually do still.
You mentioned the crowd in Katowice. Are you excited to go to the Spur Deck next week?
Yeah, of course. It's probably the biggest crowd in Counter-Strike. And last time, we got knocked out in the semifinals versus Fnatic. But this time the crowd's gonna be hopefully on our side, and we're gonna take home the trophy.
Talking of getting knocked out in the semi-finals, now last time at the Major we saw you getting knocked out in the semis by Astralis. They're on the opposite side of the bracket to you this time. Are you going to be the bride this time in the finals or the bridesmaids?
I think so. I'm kind of hoping for an Astralis matchup. I know it's always fun for us to play and fun for the people to watch. And I think this is the year where we prove ourselves.
Fun guaranteed from the Liquid guys. Let's head back to the desk because I know they're itching to break that round down.
That's the plan for sure, yes. Twists as well, just talking and reflecting upon their what has been a rise to power, certainly has, in saying that this is their year. I like the words of confidence coming out from Twist, especially with the top of the scoreboard performance like that.
And as you said, he was showing it on the server as well. He did mention that he was playing the BFs area towards Mirage, and that is a new thing for Twitch, and it's a great thing to see a young player like him can take on a new role, allowing Stewie to feel a little bit more comfortable for the Liquid guys. So again, you know, another display added to this Liquid lineup. I do want to point out that we saw here on Dust 2 as well, I think Liquid only had combined for 5 flash assists throughout that entire game. That tells quite the story about how much of a heads-up game they played.
Damn.
It's all about the individuals, all about the aim, and once again, we do praise Twist a lot, but Nitro having one hell of a game as well. He's the in-game leader for Liquid.
This wasn't always the case, right? Jog my memory, Sean. Nitro, he's always been acknowledged as a fragger. Yeah. He hasn't always been a leader, but he was acknowledged as a fragger. But there was a less conversation surrounding his fragging ability as soon as leadership started to do what it does.
He did hit a little bit of a slump in the past when he took over the in-game leading abilities, but now it seems like he's flourished that opportunity as in-game leader and Opper for the team. He puts up some serious numbers when you watch this Team Liquid play.
Yeah, and I'm sure I mean, there's no one better to talk about the pressures of in-game leading and how it can affect your gameplay than, of course, yourself there, Sean. It is a conversation for another time, though, as those highlights do start to come to a close, as does the day. A bit of a B-Stream update for you, though. Do be aware that there is another game going on right now, which means we don't have the Siege. We can't show you the next round because of NRG Complexity. It went into, was it triple? Was it quadruple overtime, that one?
Triple OT,
Triple.
OT.
Triple overtime on Nuke, and Complexity are 1-0 up in that series. So I highly recommend that you spend the rest of your evening, if you are craving more Counter-Strike, seeing how that one is shaping up. We do have a little bit of an update from round 3, though, from what we have witnessed so far. 2 teams, and no surprise, number 1 and number 2 seed, Astralis and Liquid, did manage to prevail, and they'll be comfortable with some days off to practice and prepare for Champions.
It wasn't without a fight against Renegades, though, Astralis managed to go through. I think they had great honor in that game. They were able to take a map off Astralis. Nobody expected that. Also able to pressure them on Nuke. That was very well played by Renegades. Whereas for Team Liquid, we just saw it ourselves. They're coming in here. They're, for the first time in this tournament as well, looking sharp. They're looking foiled to go through to this tournament. So good showing by Liquid, decent showing by Astralis. They get 6 days off, I believe, before they play again.
So who is in Vitality's section? 2 wins. So there's a Vanguard's there.
NIP will be there.
NIP and
MIBR?
Oh, MIBR?
MIBR, yeah.
Okay, yeah, MIBR at the top there. Okay, so now I can get my head around it. Interesting, interesting. Wow. Okay, so there's going to be some very big games tomorrow with Sean. We've got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of interesting matchups in the 2-1 right there. I can't believe the teams that we've already seen exit the event so far. Big left us today.
Yeah, we've actually, that's a really good point. We haven't touched on the teams we waved goodbye to, and it was a big one, pun not intended. A full 3-map slog versus Ents, though. I mean, did you catch any of that action, Jacob?
We were watching some of it downstairs in the green room while watching another match as well, but what we did get to see was that Big were struggling in the pressured situation, right? They had all chances of winning that game against Ents, but they just weren't able to. That said, though, Ents is by no means a bad team, and they have shown some stable and they've shown a good foundation, but I mean, Big coming in with Shantaris, coming in with a lot of expectations surrounding the lineup, just not able to deliver when it mattered the most. That gotta be a little bit disappointment, not only for them, but also for the German scene in general.
Yeah, very short trip for Big Clan, and I mean, Ents by no means are out of the woods yet. They're going to have a bit of a tough reverse sweep ahead of them, and let's not forget, not the only team eliminated today. NRG Complexity, go check it out. It's on the B stream now, because we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. Thank you for hanging out for another day here at the IEM Katowice 2019 Major. Up in your host machine, that's Jacob. That's Sean, and that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down.